Yes, my name is Perfect Giddimani, international reggae recording artist, performer, songwriter, producer. Um, yeah, I was born in Senton, Jamaica. Senton is the parish known as the Garden Parish, which is also the home of Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey, Burning Spear, and a lot more great artists from that parish also. I went to school in a tiny village. I grew up in a tiny village called Bamboo in Saint Anne, which is in the hills of Saint Anne. Yeah, I went to school in that area. My mom was a teacher. My dad was an electrician. Come from a small family, two brothers, one sister. And from primary school, as I say, in Jamaica, to high school in another town called Brownstown. And after finishing high school, I just went on the road, and the road that I followed was the musical road. And here I am today. Here I am today in New Mexico, actually 4 parts at the Tico Time River Resort. And today it's all about the Tico Time Cannabis Awards and Reggae Party. Perfect Giddimani, Marley and Asha, and like I said, we're here, yeah?
Yeah. So your music often addresses the social and political issues.
Yeah.
Do you use reggae as a platform to share important messages?
Yeah, you see, reggae is the platform. Reggae is the platform to share these messages, because if you check this music from the birth of this music, this music was born in the poor man's backyard, the sufferer's backyard, so to speak, in Kingston, Jamaica, in the ghetto, where life rough, life tough, and political violence and poverty, and no jobs, no housing, no water, no light majority of the time. So this music was born out of tough conditions. Yeah? Therefore, majority of the music, a majority of the songs that were produced during the birth of this genre that we call reggae, there were songs speaking about, trying to get away from the system, burning Babylon, singing against the oppressors, You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Were songs that would motivate the people, to get out of the slum,
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's all about songs that would motivate the people to get out of the living conditions that they are, and also it was songs telling the oppressors or the government system to free my people up, give them better roads, better lights, better housing, water and everything and stuff like that, So it's really songs of freedom. Yeah?
Yeah, so you pay tribute to that, and you keep that tradition
definitely
going and alive.
Yeah, definitely, because the situations and the conditions still remain. Even in Jamaica, where the music's from, it's still considered as a quote-unquote third world country.
Right.
And we have also been to places here in the US where, we see people living in not so good conditions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It almost seems like a third world. I go to places like in St. Louis, and you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's worse than even some places in Jamaica, in my eyes, in the reality. So when we sing these songs, a lot of people globally can relate to it. People in the first world countries that live in third world conditions, and people in the third world countries that also just, we're born in that condition and we live in that condition. Because I've never heard about a third world country graduating and being a second world country until it be a first world country.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, the third world is systematic. It's like 1 to 3, boom, like there's no in between. I never heard about a second world country. First, third,
Yeah.
So we born and live in those conditions, so we sing about it daily. Until now, I've seen roads in my areas that have never been fixed, I'm an old man right now, I get great, and that's all through politics and bad government and everything like that,
Right.
So we live it and we're still living it,
Mm-hmm.
So when we sing, we're singing for us, plus we're singing of people out there that are facing the same conditions daily.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, your unique stage name, Perfect Giddimani, reflects on a strong identity. Can you share the story behind it and what it means to you?
Yeah, well, first thing is first, that name is a self-given name, right? So I could start off with Perfect. So the name Perfect now, I give myself that name not out of being egotistical or hype or, you know what I'm saying? But when I gave myself that name, I gave myself a name to remind me to always do my work properly, to the best of my ability, put my best foot forward, try to record the song properly, try to market it properly. When it's time for the performance at the stage show, try to do it properly on stage. Try to give the people a good show, because people come expecting to have a good show and to have a good time. So you don't have to turn people down, So the name, each time the MC says, next on stage, Perfect Giddimani, it just reminds me, say, hey, brother, it's your time. Give it your best shot. Do it properly. I'm depending on you. And that's what it's all about. Now, the Giddimani is also, that's a self-created word. I made that word up. See? So the word Giddimani is coming from two words. Right? So Giddy is coming from the word I'm a Gideon. Right? So I take I'm a Gideon, I shorten it as a Giddy. And then Mani is like we short Mani. You understand what I'm saying? I put them together and get Giddimani. Okay. So really and truly the meaning of Giddimani is I'm a Gideon morning. Yeah. Or morning of the I'm a Gideon, any way you want to say it. So, and they will say you just add the Giddimani to Perfect, because back in 2011, 2012, I was having some problems with the Mr. Perfect wrestler, from the US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, and then, the name was always Perfect. It's just out of the respect from disc jockeys and producers, they started saying Mr. Perfect. And then producers actually started putting the name Mr. Perfect on record. So my publisher got a knock from your original wrestler, Mr. Perfect, lawyers, and they were like, hey, So that is when I decided to add the word Giddimani to it, just to give it more, identity. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
If you Google Perfect, there's a perfect wedding, the perfect summer trip, the perfect gift, the perfect, so it's two, it's just two out there.
It's like the perfect Giddimani, yeah. So I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah,
that stuff's right there.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you've been a prominent figure in the reggae scene for years. How do you see the genre evolving and adapting?
Well, to be honest, you see, what happened right now is changes are good enough, depending on how you look at it. Yeah? So, what I've seen right now is a lot of young talents that are experimenting with the genre, so to speak. Yeah? And it's not everything sounds good, but definitely there's some stuff out there that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So no, man, I welcome changes, I welcome new ideas, but we must also bear in mind that we can't get away from the root,
Yeah.
So even I and I as I would think I'm a foundation right now, because I've definitely built my stuff from the ground up. I personally tend to experiment sometimes, like I've done a few experiments with Young Trip, and I've seen where, they have worked, right? But yet still, I do remind myself that I have to hold the roots, no doubt, because, if the root dies, everything else dies. The branches and the fruits and everything, so the new fruits that are coming up right now, like I said, some taste good and some don't taste good.
Yeah.
You know, but forget about the bad stuff. Let's give it up for the ones that actually make sense.
Definitely.
And like I said, I welcome new ideas and new thoughts and new talents and everything, man. Just respect the genre, respect the foundation, have fun, and let's all do this together.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And your collaborations with other artists have been really well received, even some of them being some of your top hits, really.
Right.
What was the most enjoyable moment you've had working with your fellow musicians?
Honestly, it's a bunch of good moments, you know. It's a bunch of good moments, you know.
I'm sure some are private, but you know.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's always a pleasure, like working with like Luton Fire.
Oh.
You know, and Luton do a lot of work, you know, like Young Shanty again. Always a good vibe working with Young Shanty. You know, when it comes down to the producer side, always a good vibe working with like, you know, Sam Gilly from House of Rhythm. Or like High Grade, Cyanide Kings, you know. We have done work back in the days. We just released an album recently, Amiyad, which is really a great roots album scene. And yeah, man, it's just good vibes, you know, because honestly, I really, you know, after being so long in this music, I really tend to pick and choose who I work with, like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? People that like exactly from the first 30 seconds into the conversation, the producer exactly knows where I'm going, what I'm looking for, and you know, we connect.
Yeah, they
really,
can pivot
really
from your ideas to make your ideas blossom to even other ideas you didn't even think of, but you also like.
Exactly.
Like 100%.
Improvising on my ideas just like that. You know what I'm saying? It you know, and that's how I like it, you know. So I love one of the things I love the most about this music is working with like talented people. Because trust me, man, like you create magic in 5 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talented producer, talented musician, a talented artist in the studio. Trust me, brother, like those moments are priceless.
It's almost like time stops sometimes. You know what I mean?
Priceless. It's priceless. You can't pay for that.
And can you tell us about any cultural or musical influences that shaped your distinctive sound and style?
Honestly, if you should watch like a perfect set, you know, like you know, there are some shows that are different and some that are a little bit more wild, some that are a little bit more how should I say now? Just more softer and a bit more classical. Honestly, I've been influenced by a bunch of great musicians and also not so great musicians globally, worldwide. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because what you must understand too is that even like back in the 70s when there were a lot of groups emerging in Jamaica, you know, the Tamlins are, you know, just all of these groups that had the nice harmony section, right? What you have to know is that these groups were actually admiring like the Manhattans and the OJs and all of these groups that were really doing good in the US, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you see, reggae music is not influenced from just ska or from rocksteady. Reggae music is also influenced by, you know, R&B from in the 70s, a little bit of calypso also, a bunch of stuff. Saying so, even coming up as a kid in my household, my dad had a bunch of different records from Martin Robbins, you know, which is like Western, you know, country and Western music, straight up to Bob Marley. There was Aretha Franklin or Gladys Knight and the Pips and stuff like that. So I was listening to a bunch of different music. So I have taken an ingredient from a bunch of different ingredients from a bunch of different people.
True artists.
And I've all placed them in one melting pot, and this is what I get, which is, you know, this is what
Perfect.
I get. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're a big name or a small name. I've learned once you have said something or done something that makes me scratch my ear, you know, you are of some inspiration. You don't have to have a big name. I take notes from everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I take the demanding stage presence from, let's say, like a dancehall artist like Bounty Killer or a Ninja Man. Yeah, of course. I do admire some portion of the work. However, when it comes to soothing down time or just kind of taking it easy or relaxing, then I go into Barry Hammond's book and I take a page also.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I take notes from everybody because at some point in time, it's going to be important to me. It's going to come important to me on stage. And at some point in time, the people just need that. And you have to be able to bring it off. And in order to learn it and to do it, you have to watch the others that have done it before you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's I take notes from everybody, man. There's no one special girl or guy that I admire so much in reggae that I'm going to tell you that, hey, that person, like, it's a bunch of people, man. From, like I said, from no names to big names.
Just music in general was your inspiration.
Music in general.
Yeah. I love that. That's beautiful. So your music also often carries a spiritual and positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you challenge these elements into your songwriting and into your performances?
Well, it's just a vibration, you know. It's just a vibration because you see the words never lie, you know. A fact is a fact, you know. The words never lie. See, unless you're telling a lie.
Right.
You know? But true words never lie. You know? So you see, speaking of the truth, which is out there already, you know what I mean? And then adding music to that. And you know, putting your all into it and that soulful feeling. Yeah? The energies will pick it up. The energies will pick it up. Yeah? And when the energies pick that up, it transforms the energy out into a crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it's not it's not anything magical, man. It's real. You know, it's not magic, it's real. You know? So, like I said, it's just a vibration, man. The vibration and especially putting your all into it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it's real, sing it like it's real, say it like it's real, and you see the signs. You know, you see the signs, yeah.
Yeah, the fans will tell you.
Yeah.
They'll let you know.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
So, Live My Life Again and Journey of 1,000 Miles are some of your real popular tracks that you got going on right now. Could you delve into the stories or inspirations even behind those two songs?
Live My Life Again?
Yeah, Live My Life Again and Journey of 1,000 Miles.
Yeah, well, Live My Life Again was the title track taken from my second to last album, you know. Brother, like I tell you again, man, it's just the reality. There, you know, we have all had moments in time when we say to ourselves that, you know, I wish I could go back to school, or I wish I could do this or do that, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I wish I could be 26 again, or I wish I could be 31 again, or 19 again. You know? Not that you're so regretful about anything, because we all make mistakes and that's how we learn and stuff like that, but just that other chance again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
one more chance.
Saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Probably I've done it different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Even for me right now, yeah, of course I wish I could live my life again. You know, I would have yeah, just even certain people that I made friends with, it was just not necessary in the end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we have all made not bad decisions, but decisions that come back to haunt us in the end. You know what I'm saying? And we just wish if we had said A or F, but we said B.
Right.
So, yeah, we accept the reality of, this is what it is. However, if we were given another chance, we would gladly accept it. I think we would gladly accept it.
I think anybody would.
Yeah. So, we just sing that song because it's the truth, Truth is the truth. But definitely, reggae, I definitely would be back into reggae again. You know what I'm saying? If I could live my life again, I would still sing reggae again. Yeah. And then Journey of 1,000 Miles, Journey of 1,000 Miles is really, as I tell you again, it's real situations, Because Journey of 1,000 Miles is a song that I really do when I was about to just leave Jamaica.
Okay.
And just live somewhere else in the world. Not sure where it's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
I started off in Europe, end up in the US, and the journey still continues. You know what I'm saying? Still don't know where it's going to be the last stop. But yeah, man, that song, Journey of 1,000 Miles, man, it's really when I just ventured out into the world and just like, without no management, no company behind us, no real booking agent or anything, but we were just in a situation where things looked really stagnant, and no help was really coming towards us, and in the meantime, before help comes, hey, you have to get up and help yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a man's world. You don't sit down and cry. You take those slaps and you keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
So I just the journey start out into the world, and I haven't done 1,000 miles yet. Probably, I don't know, 600-700. But yeah. Journey continues,
Yeah, always
journey
does.
Continues, yeah.
Always does.
Mm.
So the reggae community has a global reach. How do you connect with fans from different parts of the world and maintain that connection?
That is easy, man. It's 2023. Social media, internet. It's like you have your fans at your fingertip. You know what I'm saying? You can go on your social media and you can dive into the analytics and see, all right, I have 200 more new fans in Kenya. I may have 600 more new fans in New Zealand, and then you can really tap into those numbers and you can definitely see from which country or from which city you are getting the most plays or you're getting the most attention. And hey, just be realistic.
Right.
If I go onto my profile and I see that, hey, Malawi for over the past 3 months there's a spike in the songs that people are listening to in Malawi, and more Malawians are following you and stuff like that. Well, 9 out of 10 times my next release, I'm going to target Malawi first, and then everything comes after.
Right.
So that's how you keep up, man. And the fans keep up with you. You have some real good people out there that really let you know what's happening in their territory. Because it's really interesting as an international artist. Sometimes you go to some countries in the world, and overall you might think this specific song is quote unquote your best known song, or your most popular song, so to speak. But the world is so diverse right now, and people, it's not like back in the days when the US are the Billboard in England or wherever, or even Jamaica as the mecca for reggae music, will choose and say, hey, this song is the number one song reggae now. Those days are long gone. That is done in different territories right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? People in Uganda choose which is the hottest song that they think are perfect in the man.
Right.
Differently from people in Germany. So I might perform in Germany, but by the time I reach to Uganda, my set change up. I might use Handcart Boy to close in Germany. However, I might use Respect Kampala to close in Uganda.
Right.
Because the song is more popular within that territory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
well, it shows that you follow your fans a lot more in that way too, because you're catering to what they would want. You're not just going in there blindly with a set that you play in every country and every city. You're taking your time to be like, okay, well, these guys like this song of mine.
Yeah. You have to know what's going on, man. You have to do your homework, you know. And I learned that over the years, because sometimes I get to some countries and I'm doing rehearsal, and through the rehearsal, the promoter is like, "Oh, perfect. What happened to Green Trees? You're not doing that song." And they're like, "Green Trees." I was like, "Yeah, hey, if you don't do Green Trees, the people will go wild. You have to do Green Trees. It's your most played song here in Sweden."
Right.
And I just probably remember the chorus of Green Trees. I did it 6 years ago. The producer came from Finland. He released the song, and that was it. But the song has been playing and getting a lot of attention in Sweden for some reason. I don't know. There comes a show.
Touches them a certain way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the promoter is like, "No, perfect. You have to play that song. I have to get back on YouTube and listen to it to learn back the lyrics. Yeah, and get the band guys play it and practice it." And
that's beautiful.
When you go to the event and you perform Green Trees, you're like, "Whoa, this guy was serious. He knows what's up."
Right.
When you see the applaud and the excitement and everything like that, you know. So music is different from back in the days, man. People choose what they like. Reason being is because radio is I wouldn't say it's dead, but it's on its dying bed.
Right.
Yeah.
It's on that cliff holding on.
Yeah.
Right now.
People don't wait for you to say what is hot for them or what is not. People choose their song and they move along.
Exactly. Especially with how music is so accessible nowadays.
Yeah.
It's almost like you hear a portion of the song, some of the users, and they'll just skip. They'll hear a portion, okay, skip. So yeah, I could definitely understand that 100%.
Yeah.
So your commitment to social justice is extremely evident in your lyrics. How do you balance creating music that's enjoyable while addressing serious topics at the same time?
It's just life. It's a balance. You know what I mean? Some days I get up and I feel like I want to just hold the beast by its neck, squeeze it until every air runs out of its lung. And then some days I get up and I feel like I just want to go to the beach, have a good time, smoke some herbs, chill with some friends. Another day I get up, I just want to be around my girlfriend or something like that. You know, so depending on the mood and the moments, that's where those songs pop up from.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And if it's good times, it's good times.
Yeah.
You know, if it's bad times, it's on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And you have a real big library of music too. How do you keep your performances so fresh and exciting in both the longtime fans and new audiences? I know you follow the metrics and everything, but what about if it was somewhere you've been and it's newer audiences and like a younger crowd maybe that you don't know how to put this, maybe unable to metric?
All right, when it comes down to that now, man, when it comes down to a new place, a younger crowd, first things first, like I said, you have to do your homework, man. And you can figure it out. You know? It's not your homework is not gonna be perfect every time, but at least you have an idea of what's going on.
Right.
Cool. The show is booked, let's say in Barcelona, right? You tap into your analytics. You know what's my top played songs in Barcelona. You know what I mean? From, let's say, your Spotify. However, after doing that, you also have to tap into probably one or two DJs that are actually in the street.
Oh, okay.
Because what is hot on Spotify for you might be not what is actually hot in the street, in the dance hall that they're playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So tap in, you know, you get 4 or 5 suggestions, you know, say at least, okay, these songs are going to be on my set list. And then around that, you build the rest of the set.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, deeper
And,
connection.
As reggae artists, we can put a horseshoe on a bench,
right,
so to speak, and make it still run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, worst case scenario, I'm doing a song, and you hear somebody in the crowd shout out, "Hey, name the song," so that's giving you a signal, like, probably know that around here. We can flip it on that rhythm right away. It's not like because we never rehearsed that rhythm for that specific song, we're not going to do it on stage. No, we can flip it right away.
Right.
Like it's a ride a rhythm, reggae artists ride any rhythm. We sing handcap for 100 different rhythms. So just say the word, we fix it right there and then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And your recent album releases have garnered real positive reviews. What was the creative process like behind these projects, and how do they reflect your growth as an artist?
Well, you see, this is like some movies that you watch, like some old soldiers that have, done certain missions for the government, and they have retired. They live in, somewhere deep in the woods in Utah or something like that, and then there comes a knock on the door again, and there's an agent requesting them to do this one last mission or to do this mission or whatever, right? So it was pretty much something like that, because if you can remember well, in 2018 when I did Live My Life Again album, I said that was my last album. Yeah?
Right.
In which honestly it wasn't. It was a marketing ploy just to get the numbers up. Actually it did work. We give thanks for that. But I've always wanted to do another album. But in order for me to do that, bro, it had to take like real people to knock on my door to get it going. And bearing in mind that I agree with records as Cyanide Kings, the reputation that they have in reggae over the years, with Aki Bekan from Pressure, that's a whole VI movement. It's extraordinary.
Right.
So getting a call from these brethren to actually do work with them, I couldn't say no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are like real musicians, authentic musicians that are really knocking on your door. So I had to get it done. And then again, working with people like I agree with records and Cyanide Kings. Then the name that I chose to give myself, have to put your best foot forward.
Right.
I have to make it properly. I have to really work on this, give it a sound, give it that feel. You can't just, it's not toasting bread.
Right.
It's actually making a nice meal, 7-course meal.
Yeah, so meal that'll last.
Yeah, so yeah, man, like they put their best foot forward, and I had to put my best foot forward also. And yeah, this is the result. This is the result of it.
Perfect result.
Yeah, man, and to answer the rest of the question, in order towards the growth, this is another level of roots music for me, so to speak, yeah?
Right.
Because if you listen to my previous albums, they're rootsy, but they still have this somewhat modern feel to it, Amiyad album, I think is really on the deeper side of roots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
The overdubbing and just the different instruments and everything, and just the feel that it has. It's it's really deep. Yeah, these roots really run deep,
Yeah.
These roots really run deep. Yeah, man. So it's another level up, or another level deeper in the ground, I should say. Because like I said again, this music, and can I curse?
Yeah.
Fuck the radio. Because listen, sometimes I hear people complain, oh, reggae music should be bigger, reggae music should be that. What we have to always remember, blood, is that this music is the music that bashes out against the system and the injustice and the oppression and all these bad elements. Cool? So this music won't be popular music any at all, because of Babylon own the radio station and them own the media, right? And if I'm on your platform telling you every day I don't like you, telling you every day you fix this, telling you, you're gonna get pissed, right? So this music will always be underground, so to speak, because the true core message of this music will never change. That's why it's just 1 and 2 songs you see get popular in the world from reggae, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So and I have no problem with the music being underground. So where should roots be? Where should roots stay? Underground.
Right.
Yeah, underground. Cool. So yeah, man. This music is the rebels' music, King. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's the rebels' music. That's what I can say pretty much, you know. And I don't think it will ever be popular music. There might be 1 and 2 songs from the genre that become popular, but overall, I don't think this music will ever be popular music, because the message is going to remain as it stands. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we'll make sure of that.
Yeah.
We'll make sure of that. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And are there any upcoming projects or collaborations you're excited to talk about or anything?
Yeah, man, we have a project. You see, I just released a new song yesterday, Herb Tree, with Young Trip. You know, that's a song that's taken from an upcoming project. So we're working on a project that should be out in, I would say, about October. We still don't have a name for the project yet, but yeah, we're working on that. Plus, you know, I'm constantly working with different producers across the world that I think are like-minded.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm also doing stuff on my own label, which is Giddimani Records. See? Because we never stop working, King. That's how we do this thing, you know? I promised myself to do a bunch of stuff good, but reggae was one of the more important ones. And, you know, I have to take it very, very seriously. You know, if I don't record for a week, it's like I've sinned. I have to actually pray to the God of reggae for forgiveness. Right. Yeah? You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so I'm working with myself while working with other people, while working with other people and other people. So I never stop recording.
That's good.
Never stop recording, yeah?
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, and so lastly, let's end it with this. What advice would you give to a new artist that's coming out right now in this specific genre?
Sing. And don't stop singing. Because every time you sing, it's giving you another chance to be where you want to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stack that basket with a bunch of fruits and enter the market. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are not going to be all lucky like some one-hit wonders out there that just come into the market and boom and blow up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And how long do they last for? You know? And you got to remember your last name is not Marley. So you have to really work hard. You know, like you said, like I said, sing. Don't stop singing. Because it's practicing and also it's giving you another chance.
Right.
Yeah? So you have to release a bunch of songs. People say, hey, why you release so many songs? I say, why not? You know what I'm saying? You should catch up.
I like that. That's
yeah, you should catch up. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have people that, this is 2023, man. People digest the music like that. Especially this younger generation.
Right.
They digest the music like that. They learn it like in 24 hours. It's not like back in the day we have to be listening to a song a month before we catch on to it.
Yeah.
This new generation, everything is at the fingertips. So boom.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect new song. Boom. They listen 5 times in the shower, they come out, they're playing it all day. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
By next week, they're looking for something else. Or what? They move on to somebody else.
Yeah, you got to keep up.
So you have to keep on feeding them. You know? So, yeah, man. This music, this genre called reggae is very competitive. You know?
Yeah.
All genres are, I would think, but I could speak for reggae because, you know, I live reggae. I mean, that is over 20-something years. Yeah? So the genre is very competitive, and you just have to just do your thing, man. Create your own sound. That's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people try to mimic what other people do and you know, stuff like that. But I think having an original sound in reggae is also good. You know what I'm saying? Create your sound, you know, create your image, you know, sing a bunch of songs, you know, promote yourself until people start helping to promote you. You know, if you have to get a 9 to 5 to help to pay some of the bills during that time, get it. Yeah, get it. You do that 9 to 5, and after you get off that 9 to 5, you come home, you do your studio work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's easy, simple as that, man. You know, if the moment you start looking at reggae just as, you know, another job, then you'll understand what I'm saying. I don't consider myself different from the guy that works in Walmart stocking bottles on the shelf. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's just that what he's doing, he does it in Walmart. What I'm doing, I'm doing it on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, just do it properly, man. Just do it properly. That's how you get seen. That's how you get promoted. That's how people respect your work.
Yeah.
And your efforts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man. Like I said, man, do it like it's the last day, or like it's the last chance you have.
I think that's perfect advice.
Yeah.
That's perfect advice coming from someone like you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, man, for sitting down with me and reasoning with me.
Yes, my brother, and give thanks too for inviting me to you know, sit with you and learn some more about I and I, you know.
100%. Thank you so much, man.
I love music course, yeah.